हर दिशा में तेरी कीर्ति, दिव्य रूप तेरी ज्योति, हर दिशा में तेरी कीर्ति, एक ओम का ही ध्यान मुक्ति पथ दिखाए, साचा रूप साचा रंग मन में दिखाए, प्रकाशित हृदय में ईश्वर। ज्ञानियों के शुद्ध मनों में, साधकों के चिंतनों में, ज्ञानियों के शुद्ध मनों में, साधकों के चिंतनों में, मेरी आस मेरे श्वास तुझ में ही समाए, साचा रूप साचा रंग मन में दिखाए, प्रकाशित हृदय में ईश्वर।
सहनौ भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। Together we'll chant Bhagavad Gita, chapter 14, verses 1 to 10.
ॐ अथ चतुर्दशोऽध्यायः। श्रीभगवानुवाच परं भूयः प्रवक्ष्यामि ज्ञानानां ज्ञानमुत्तमम् यज्ञात्वा मुनयः सर्वे परां सिद्धिमितो गताः इदं ज्ञानमुपाश्रित्य मम साधर्म्यमागताः सर्गेऽपि नोपजायन्ते प्रलये न व्यथन्ति च मम योनिर्महद्ब्रह्म तस्मिन् गर्भं दधाम्यहम् सम्भवः सर्वभूतानां ततो भवति भारत सर्वयोनिषु कौन्तेय मूर्तयः सम्भवन्ति याः तासां ब्रह्म महद्योनिः अहं बीजप्रदः पिता सत्त्वं रजस्तम इति गुणाः प्रकृतिसम्भवाः निबध्नन्ति महाबाहो देहे देहिनमव्ययम् तत्र सत्त्वं निर्मलत्वात् प्रकाशकमनामयम् सुखसङ्गेन बध्नाति ज्ञानसङ्गेन चानघ रजो रागात्मकं विद्धि तृष्णासङ्गसमुद्भवम् तन्निबध्नाति कौन्तेय कर्मसङ्गेन देहिनम् तमस्त्वज्ञानजं विद्धि मोहनं सर्वदेहिनां प्रमादालस्य निद्राभिः तन्निबध्नाति भारत सत्त्वं सुखे सञ्जयति रजः कर्मणि भारत ज्ञानमावृत्य तु तमः प्रमादे सञ्जयत्युत रजस्तमश्चाभिभूय सत्त्वं भवति भारत रजः सत्त्वं तमश्चैव तमः सत्त्वं रजस्तथा
So we were studying last time. Anamika, Kuri, are you new to the class? I don't seem to have seen you before.
No, ma'am.
Sorry? I didn't hear. What did you say? Anamika?
Sorry, ma'am.
Yeah, you're new to the class?
Yes, ma'am. New.
Okay. First time
Yes, ma'am.
to any Vedanta class?
No, ma'am.
Okay, good, good. So, very nice. Welcome to the class. It is an interactive one. So if any part is not clear, please feel free to ask. Don't think that, oh, everybody knows everything. Nobody knows anything really. So please feel free to ask whatever you want. Okay.
ठीक है, ma'am.
Mahesh, were you raising your hand?
No. Sorry.
No problem. All right. So we are on verse 5 of chapter 14 of the Bhagavad Gita. Now, what did this verse tell us? The verse told us how the gunas are born of Prakriti. So every single human being is made up of the gunas and the self. The gunas cover the self, they bind the self, they keep you from yourself. Today, our understanding of ourselves is the gunas. The good, the bad, the ugly, whatever according to us we are, we think that is us. So the gunas bind us. We do not realize that we exist beyond it. At a very, very simple level, somebody says, you look so pretty. And you feel?
Good.
You
Great.
feel good. You feel happy. Why do you feel good? Why do you feel happy?
Because I identify
I-
with them.
Because you believe you are the body is being praised, and therefore you are being praised. Right? So what happens? That binds you. How does it bind you? Very simple. You go to a store. Okay, you put on a dress. That dress, the salesperson tells you, oh, you look so pretty in it. What will you do?
Buy it.
You will buy it. This is your bondage. How is it your bondage? Because you cannot now think independently of that. You will not even think a simple thing like, do I even need this dress? And you're bound to buy it. So, like that in life, you're constantly bound by hundreds and thousands of things because we are bound by the gunas. Since we are bound by the gunas, anything that happens in the world has the power to affect us. When it affects us, we take decisions according to that affectation. And when we take decisions according to that affectation, the consequences come to us, which again bind us some more. So this loop goes on forever because we cannot take one step back and we free ourselves from the gunas. We can't free ourselves. So we are affected. We are affected by what objects do. We are affected by what beings do. COVID comes. So I am in depression. But why am I in depression? COVID can come and COVID can go. But why am I changing my mental state? So many things happen, right? But nobody can tell you that. Can anyone tell a person who's in depression, don't be in depression? An impossible thing. He is in depression now. What are you going to say? Don't be. If somebody is very happy, can you tell that person, don't be happy? He is. You can't do anything about it. Somebody has fallen in love with somebody. Can you tell that person you should not love that person? Impossible. So what has happened? We are bound by the gunas. Since we are bound by the gunas, the world is and the gunas are best friends. And these two keep interacting with one another. And consequences, we take actions, we bear consequences, and all such. Natra goes on. I see the latest iPhone. People go and stand in that queue for that iPhone from the previous night. As if you get it 2 days later, the phone is going to change. No, I have to get the first one. Now, people used to do that. I don't know whether they still do it. When we were young, there was a craze, see the movie and the first show. But the movie is not going to change even if you see it after the 10th show. Same movie you're going to see. Has to be very surprised with this thing that I have to see it in the first show. Why? Is it going to be any different in the first show? No, I have to see first show. Pani kya hai? Now we can see other people's madness and we say pata nahi kya hai. And like that people see our madness and say pata nahi kya hai. Itna kya laga hai Vedanta ke paas daudne ke liye. Everybody will say that to one another. The point is that we are all bound to do whatever it is our gunas are. The good, the bad, the ugly. The sensible, the stupid. Whatever it is. We are bound. And since we are bound to the action. And since we are bound to the action, we are bound to the
Consequence.
to the results. It's just a given. So he says, these lines are so deep and they are so difficult to get. Every one of us is made up of the gunas and the self. Our attention is on the gunas, never on the self. The consequence of doing this is that our bondage just piles on. Just piles on. So does this mean now we should never talk to anybody, never go near anyone, we'll be bound? No, how can it mean that? If you go away from everything, you don't do anything, you just go to the Himalayas and you stay there, you'll be bound by that. You'll be bound that I have to stay quietly by myself, otherwise I will get agitated. Same thing, no? It doesn't matter whether you're with people or you're not with people. That's what the great Shankara says. Yogaratova bhogaratova. Sangaratova sangavihina. Yasya brahmani ramate chittam. Nandati nandati nandatyeva. It doesn't matter whether you are with things, you are without things, all this is immaterial. Oh, I only like to go and stay at my farmhouse. I'm so peaceful over there. Then you are bound by that farmhouse. Why can't you go to Kalba Devi and be peaceful there? Why don't you go to Chandni Chowk and be peaceful there? So, when you are able to be separated from your environment, not separated in the sense that, oh, I have to stay away, not like that. In whichever environment you are, your mental state is not affected by it. You are a free person. You don't need a particular environment at all. And you can be free of the environment. Anyone can be free of the environment only if they can be free of the
Gunas.
Oh, very good. Everybody is listening today. I don't know what is happening to this class. You can be free only to the extent you are free of your gunas. Because it is your gunas that are the magnet for the world to come and stick. If those gunas are not there, the world cannot stick. What will it stick to? It cannot stick to the Atman. Only when there is a curtain of gunas. That's the magnet. It will go, tap, stick. Go anywhere close. Have you ever seen these doors which have got a magnetic strip? They go close and go foot. They go like that. We are also like that. You go anywhere close, fadak, suddenly. Up to your door is here. It's all okay. Nothing's happening. Nothing's suddenly. What happened? Your last little bit can't handle it. You can go comfortably. Even last bit, very comfortably. Because the amount of emergencies we see when there are none is amazing. I have to have this now. I mean, what is the emergency? Is somebody dying? Are you dying? What happened? What is the emergency? No. Everything one stick. So, Sattvam, Raja, Tama, Iti, Gunaha, these Gunaha, Prakriti Sambhavaha. They are born of Prakriti. Nibadnanti. Tie you up, Mahabaho. Oh, strong arm, you who believe you're powerful and can deal with the world, please know that you are victimized by your own gunas. Dehe, dehinam, avyayam. In the body, the avyayam dehi. Avyayam is the non-changing, the non-perishable. That non-changing, that permanent factor, dehinam, which is embodied, which seems to have become an individual, is now bound to these imaginary gunas. Imaginary, because what is there? What is binding you so much? If you look at anything objectively, you look at your child objectively, that which binds most people, that is one of the strongest. It's bound to that child. Why are you so bound to that child? It's one child on this earth, right? Every other child does not count. Even more pretty children, even cuter children, even more virtuous children do not count. Only thing that counts is my child. Now, if you stop and think, what is this bondage for? You have no answer to this question. It's an imaginary bondage. What child, what my child, what are all this? What is all this? Koham kastvam gayatah. Kame janani kome tatah. In Bhajagovindam Shankara says, Kastvam, who are you? Koham, who am I? Kame janani kome tatah. Who is my mother and who is my father? Yasya, the whole world is just a flimsy fragment of your imagination. And what do you mean by the world? All these entanglements. Samsar. I am samsar. Ativa vichitra. Very strange. Ativa vichitra. Even between all of us, we have never even met each other. Most of us have never met. Only last year, some of us met one another. We have so much care and affection for one another. When we meet, sometimes at the retreat or something, people meet and say, oh, you are Akhila, I've been talking to you for 1 year. Oh, you're Bhavna. Oh my God, we've been talking for so long. Oh, Mamita, I've been seeing you on the screen. I'm so happy to see you now in person. All this, remember all these conversations? To feel one with all these people. Ativa vichitra. Means nothing, not even met before, but we feel one with one another. What is all this going on? So, that doesn't mean, please, we should not feel for anyone. We say, who are you? Bhavna? I don't care who you are. I mean, not behave like this. Can you feel the emotions? Feel the enjoyments? Feel whatever in the world you want to feel? And yet keep slight of elbow room. A little bit of objectivity in and through all this. Just a little bit, just a tiny bit. In the scriptures, they give the example of the water pot. The ladies, they carry that water pot on their head and they're walking, right? So obviously carrying this water pot on your head while you're walking, the most likely, full water pot, the most likely result of this is what? Imagine a full water pot on your head and you're going. Now, what is the most likely result?
Water will come out.
You will have a shower on the way home. So that water will drip now because you're walking and this thing is full. So what they used to do in olden times is they used to put a leaf on it. And when you put that leaf on it, apparently, none of us have tried this, but this is the example they give it. Put a leaf on it. When you put that leaf on it, it doesn't sway so much. The thought of God is like that. The thought of the self is like that. Your whole pot is full. But you have that leaf with you. And you stay objective even through all of this. So just a little bit of objectivity, how to do? By understanding that all this interaction is between the world and the gunas. Guna guneshu vartante iti matva na sajjati. The gunas react with the objects of the gunas. Iti matva, having understood this, na sajjati. There is no attachment. Let the normal relationships go on, but why are you sticking on to them? So, when you are free, when you free yourself from the influence of matter, and how do you free yourself from the influence of matter?
By understanding the
Go ahead.
Attached to the self.
I can't hear you.
Objectivity.
Objectivity. When you are able to move your thoughts away, the influence of that matter, whatever it is, ceases to grip you, ceases to bind you. All that binding is nothing but where your thoughts are. Yes, Mahesh.
So can we say the bondage is mainly because of the mind? Not mainly, I mean, essentially because of the mind.
Yes and no. Depends on whether you're talking about this technically or practically. If you say practically, yes, you can say it like that. But if you're going to be technical about it and say, what is the bondage coming from? Then you will have to say the bondage is coming from vasanas. Because if there were no vasanas, there'd be no bondage. But now there's a problem even technically in that, because vasanas are not manifest. So therefore, you have to take bondage to mean everything all the way up to deep sleep. Then it all fits.
But the intellect is also a product of the vasanas. So, I mean, you get objectivity from the intellect. So I suppose the thoughts that emanate as the mind is what really binds us. Even if you take vasanas, but the aspect of vasanas that take place in the mind is what binds us.
Why your intellect also? Your intellect can see only up to a certain level, right? So you're bound up to that.
So above that level, you're bound. Below that level, you're free.
Yes, that level you're bound. Below it.
Thank you.
Mamita. The mind needs something to attach to, like God or another ideal, to be slightly more objective. The intellect needs to do it. The moment the mind gets attached, the effort has stopped. Effort means intellect is doing it. Mind being attached means you've already reached that level. We are about to do that because we're going to start with Sattva itself. So what we have to understand it here from this verse is we are victimized by all the three gunas. Now you can make this more technical or you can make this more practical depending on how you want to do it. The practical things would be the normal everyday examples, such as you stop smoking and you don't smoke for 2, 3, 5 years. And then for whatever reason, you're upset that day, agitated, stressed. You pick up a cigarette. You think you can handle it. Then it's gotten. And now you have to repeat the whole exercise of removing that addiction all over again. If you are addicted to alcohol, you say, I'll have a sip, it won't matter. You feel you're in control, and then that's gone. It's just like the alligator. Chuck. You feel you're doing fine, and suddenly it'll catch you. You don't understand that. People fool around. They don't understand the power of these things. Yes, shopping for clothes you never need. You'll go to the mall saying, oh, I'm just going window shopping. Before you know, you're coming laden. Like that. You know, the elephant feeders in the zoo, how they come with so many buckets like that. You go from the mall. You never even wanted anything in the first place. So all these are the practical side. You can, as you understand philosophy more and more, this practical side you will be able to get for yourself by simply understanding conceptually. What happens when you are bound to the gunas and the gunas are bound to the world, you are bound to the world. You are bound to your desire for marriage. That desire for marriage is bound to an individual in the world. Therefore, you are bound to that individual. So that individual is happy, unhappy, you are happy, unhappy. That individual is irritating, you are irritated. That individual is nagging, you are nagged. Whatever it is, you're bound to that individual because of the bondage to the Gunas. Okay? So far, so good. So it doesn't, and please don't misunderstand any of this as, Vedanta says you shouldn't enjoy the world. Hey, Baba, why should you not enjoy the world? The world is there for your enjoyment. Please enjoy it. Oh, you should not get married. Why should you not get married? Kya tir maroge by not getting married? Are all unmarried people something great in this world? All these youngsters who have this goal. No, I won't get married. So kya tir maroge without marriage? Arun. Oh, new Arun. Okay. Arun, are you new? I can't hear you if you're saying anything.
I'm new, ma'am. I'm new.
Okay, good. Welcome.
I was told by Jayashree to join
I
these
see.
classes.
Okay, nice. Good.
I was reading Gita on Gita. Then she told me that you should join these classes.
Oh, nice.
More interest.
So what I think, having addiction to liquor and smoke is also our gunas. Yes, everything. Whether you're addicted or not addicted, everything you do, whether you do it sensibly or you do it foolishly, everything is your guna. Gunas is not negative. I mean, you don't have to think of it as a negative thing. It is everything.
Okay.
As I was a sort of addict 2 months prior to this date and have completely stopped it after reading Gita. Okay, so that's excellent. That's great. But you will have to maintain the same degree of caution forever.
Yes. But I have left it prior also, but there were sort of cravings. But after reading Gita, those cravings have gone. So it's a positive for me.
It's very positive, but be careful because since the gunas are there with us, the world is extremely powerful.
Yes.
Whenever we say we are in control, it assumes many things.
Yes.
So caution.
And in fact, my friends and people are not supporting me. They are saying, "Come join us again. Come join us again." Well, no, I don't want to join. So I can relate this with your today's teaching.
Yes. Every bit of the Gita is applicable to every bit of life. Only sometimes people don't make that connection. Otherwise, nobody would ever leave this book in their life.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Thank you.
let us. Yeah,
Janki ji?
Yes, go ahead, Milan.
In I think verse 3 we are seeing non-apprehension of anything cannot arise without its existence, right? So same way gunas are there, we are attached, no? Gunas are not there, we will not be attached. The same logic, right? No?
Same logic, but illogical. I mean, in the sense, it's not gunas are there and therefore we are attached. We have to learn to detach from them so that the gunas will not be there. Remember, there's no such thing as gunas. That we should never forget. All this thing that we are bound is itself, I mean, there is nothing to bind us. That is the whole tragedy of this affair. Like, suppose a boy is madly in love with some girl. Okay? Now, he is completely bound to that person. But is there anything binding him? There's nothing binding him. He can, if he chooses, he can walk out any day. But he can't. And like that, everything. Is there anything tying you up to your house? Actually, you can walk out any day. But you can't. Is there anything tying you to anything? Nothing. You can walk out any day. But the thing is, you can't. You can't means not you, anybody can't. So, what is this thing that is binding me? Is there something? Somebody tied me up? No. And then I can't leave my job. What do you mean you can't leave your job? Is somebody tied you up? No. I can leave anytime. Maximum I'll have to give 1 month's notice. Now I'm free to walk out. But I can't. That's my bondage. So that's the imaginary thing. It feels as if you are bound, but there is nothing binding you. And objectivity is recognizing that there is nothing binding you. Oh, I have to go for a jog in the morning. Says who? I have to whatever. I have to go to the gym. Who says you have to go to the gym? You go and tie yourself to the gym and then you say, I have to go to the gym. Wasting time. But why are you doing this? I don't know. I have no idea why I'm doing it. I like it, so I do it. That's your bondage. So you have to recognize that there is nothing, that there's no such thing as gunas, there's no such thing as bondage, there's no such thing. That's what Vedanta says. So don't blame me. I'm only repeating what the text is saying. Nothing to bind you. So that imaginariness of this whole exercise is what we have to hopefully get one day. You feel something is there, but there is nothing there. You think, oh, all young children think, oh, one day I'll get married, and then this, and then that. So much enthusiasm. No, sir. Oh, one day I'll make so much money, and then I buy myself a Rolex watch. What Rolex watch you want to buy for? What are you going to do with it? I'll see the time. You idiot, you can see it on your phone. Why do you need to see it on your Rolex watch? Come Rolex. I'm not suggesting, please, I don't know, Rolex will come and file a case against me. But I'm not suggesting don't buy a Rolex watch. I'm not suggesting buy a Rolex watch. I have no view on these watches. The thing is, we feel so like I have to. What? Have to what? No, I have to eat, no. No, you don't have to eat. What do you mean I don't have to eat? I have to live, no. No, you don't have to live. Now, please, that doesn't mean somebody's recommending suicide. Please, chill. Take life easy. Understand that there is actually nothing on you. And yet, we are all tied up somehow. Patani, what is tying us? So, Milan, the important thing to get is the imaginary nature of these bondages. There is no bondage. There is no gunas, there is no bondage. No, all this Vedanta is very difficult. No, it's not. It's the simplest thing. What is the problem with this? Yes, Bharat.
How do we say it's imaginary if your thoughts are a force to reckon with? I mean,
They are not a force to reckon with. The thoughts themselves are imagination. What is there but imagination? It's just, what is a thought? Is there such a thing as a thought? All imagination. So what is imagination? Thoughts. If you switch off your thoughts, do you have any imagination? Can you have imagination without thoughts? What are they? Just your thoughts. And they are a force to reckon with because I do not understand how intangible and useless they are. So suddenly they become so powerful, and when they become powerful, I have to do that thing, whatever that thing is. I call that craving or longing or greed or desire. I call it all these. Oh, I can't bear it. Can't bear what? What is there to bear? It's just a thought in your mind. If you can just see it as a separate thought from your mind, it's a thought in your mind. When you're sad, what is it? It's a thought in your mind. When you're angry, what is it? It's a thought in your mind. What are you making such a fuss about? कुछ हुआ है क्या? कुछ नहीं हुआ है. मेरा मन ही पागल हुए जा रहा है. So it's a force to reckon with because we don't recognize that there is no force there. If you recognize that, then where is the force? Haven't you seen? Everybody would have seen this in their own life. At some point, okay, somebody says something and you get very angry. Okay? And for whatever reason, you didn't take any action. Okay, maybe one day later or maybe half an hour later, that whole wave of anger has subsided. Have you not noticed? Whatever in the world it was anger, it was craving, it was greed, after some time the wave subsides. Can you not just wait till it subsides? Because it will subside. It's just a thought in your mind. If you don't go mad after it, the wave will subside. Wait. No, my mind is going crazy. I better not do anything right now. So, Bharat, there is nothing. That mind will throw up a storm and that storm will subside on its own also. But no, will I allow it to subside? Have you not noticed? Sometimes I will go and put fuel in the fire. I will say, oh, how dare he talk to me like that? That feeling has subsided long ago. Now you are putting all this and the feelings will start all over again. Haven't we all noticed this? We're all human beings. We all go through the same thing. That is why some people say, if you're angry, count to 10 before you do anything. Just count 10 seconds, that wave will subside. Okay. Oh my God, that's huge force. No force. Just keep quiet and sit down. Okay, sorry, Bharat. Am I just confusing the issue? Once first we say one question is answered by saying it's very powerful. Next question is answered by saying there's no power. सबके सब पागल ही है यहाँ पे. Make up your mind. Powerful है कि नहीं है? हम लोगों के लिए powerful है. पर सच्ची
गुणज है क्या नहीं है? गुणज है या नहीं है?
नहीं है. पर हम लोगों के लिए है. कि जिसके लिए है उसके लिए है. That's why they say beauty is in the eye of the beholder. There is a story that this Laila and Majnu, Laila was madly in love with, Majnu was madly in love with Laila. So the story was that Laila was not pictured as a beautiful person. But for Majnu, there was no more beautiful person. There is a nice, what is his name? Christopher Milind. What is that line you like very much from All is dross that is not Helena? Who wrote that line? Please remind me something.
Faustus, Dr. Faustus.
Correct. All is dross that is not Helena. Is this the face that burned the topless towers of Ilium? Is that face? No, he is imagining some woman. He thinks it is Helen. And he is madly in love with this imaginary woman that he has created. And so, is this the face that burned the topless towers of Ilium? In Troy, there are the tall towers of Ilium. And the whole Greek armada has gone to get back Helen. Now, जिसको वो pretty लगी, वो तो उसको लगी, अब कौन क्या कर सकता है? So, is it there? Is she pretty? Who knows? See, for those who smoke, what a thrill there is in smoking. If you don't let them smoke, they will get angry with you. Furious. For those who don't smoke, what a disgusting thing it is. If you smoke in their presence, they will get really mad at you. Have you ever tried to, you don't try please. Have you ever seen a smoker light up in the presence of somebody who is a non-smoker? Or especially if it's in a non-smoking zone. The way everybody will pounce on that person, ki kya paap kiya bhi? Why are they pouncing? It's so horrible to them. Why is he lighting up? because it's so wonderful to him. जिसके लिए है, so है. So is it wonderful or is it not? Beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder. क्या कोई बोल सकता है? तो गुनाह है कि नहीं, जिसको दिख रहे हैं उसके लिए है, नहीं दिख रहे हैं तो नहीं है. Okay, Milan?
Yeah.
Mahesh?
Yeah, sorry, it's again bringing up a point that Bharat had made. It's just that, like, I mean, we are achieving thoughtlessness is where the self is. So how can we say that thoughts are nothing? Because, I mean, as if thoughts are nothing, then you realize the self. Because if you've, like, not been affected by any thought, and thoughtlessness is where we want to go. So I'm just wondering how we can, sort of say that they don't exist or they don't have an effect. Somewhere or the other there is an effect, otherwise you're bound. So I guess I see your point that in certain areas, as in the smoking example, you may not consider it, but there'll be other areas in which you're bound. Right?
You think
That's the only point. I'm just
think it through. No, yes, everything you said is correct. For whom smoking is a thought, उसके लिए है. जिसके लिए नहीं है तो नहीं है. For you, smoking is not your problem in life. Reading a million books on philosophy is your problem in life. For other people who are smoking, reading a million books is not their bondage. So, जिसके लिए है, सो है. जिसके लिए नहीं है, नहीं है. I mean, can you think of Majnu loving Layla like without her I'm going to die. You look at Layla, you may say, so क्या बड़ी बात है इसमें? Some people, when Aishwarya Rai was the beauty queen or whatever she was, one boy told me, there's nobody better than her. She is the best. Like the way he described her, as you know, I don't see movies, so I wasn't very familiar with who he was talking about. But she's the ultimate. Like she's the world's most beautiful woman. Okay, fine. She must be. Mujhe kya pata? I have not seen her. Then it just so happened after some days, somebody told me, "This Aishwarya Rai, there's no emotion on her face. She's like a plastic doll. Now, is she the world's most beautiful woman or is she a plastic doll? जिसके लिए प्लास्टिक डॉल है तो प्लास्टिक डॉल है, जिसके लिए most beautiful woman है most beautiful. I mean, what is there? Is there any reality in any of this? Is there anything that you can put a finger on and say, yes, this is so? Everything is in the air. Modi Bhaks, I don't know if I should say Modi Bhaks. You speak to our Modi Bhaks, they are up in arms if you say a word against him. And another lot, they are up in arms if you say a word against him. I mean, for him. चल रहे दोनों की लड़ाई, पर किस चीज के लिए चल रहे? I mean, so for the person who experiences those thoughts, they are very real. For the person who doesn't experience what thoughts, what are you talking about? That's why that line is so good. All is dross that is not Helena. You say, if it is not Helena, it's useless, according to this person. Faustus, okay? Christopher Marlowe, Christopher Marlowe, right? So he, according to him, according to the character in the book, Faustus, all is dross that is not Helena. If it's not Helen, there's no point dealing with it. And what will you say? If it's not philosophy, there's no point dealing with it. For first, Helena is everything. For you, you bring Helen in front of you, you'll say, why are you bringing me Helen? If you had brought me a nice article on philosophy, I would have liked that. So now what? What do you say to anyone? So is it there or is it not there? For he who sees it, it's there. For he who doesn't see it, it's not there.
But there's always an area where it's there, right?
For that individual.
Yeah, for that. So, I mean, for every individual, there are areas where it is there, in
Yeah.
a sense.
Yeah, correct. So is it there? If something is extremely important, it should be important for you and for me. How does it happen that for you it's a matter of X is a matter of life and death, and for me Y is a matter of life and death? What is really a matter of life and death? Is there any reality in itself?
It could be a relative reality.
Yeah. When you say relative reality, you say mere de hai. That's what I'm saying all along.
Okay, thank you.
Momita, every extended family has an entertaining duo of for and against Modi. Yes. Everybody, extended family, what? Not only Indian or not even Indians have a view. Unka na lena na dena, but they have a strong view. Are they voting entities? They're not even voting entities, but they're jhanda leke ja rahe hain. And others who are in this country, who are voting, couldn't be bothered. Aao, jao, mera kuch nahi jata. तो है या नहीं है, कौन बोल सकता है? What is that reality? What is that thing on which you can put a finger and say, this is it? Everything is flimsy and in the air. Now, what are all these? Now, after saying it's not there, next he says how to classify what is not there. So let us see. Now we are going to classify what is not there. That is the irony of this whole thing. It is not there, but we are now going to classify it. It is not there, but we are going to classify it and decide how to deal with it. That's the whole irony. That is why people find Vedanta very confusing. या तो बोलो नहीं है and close the class, कुछ है ही नहीं, किसको सिखा रहे हो? Close the class. या तो वो करो, कुछ नहीं है तो वेदांता भी नहीं है ना. If there is nothing, then how is Vedanta there? That also is not there. Close your books. No, we will keep the Vedanta book open. Make up your mind. Now, and what will the Vedanta book do? It will classify all the things that it claims is not there. This was a pagalpanti lag rahi hai. Now you understand, you're all going around trying to tell people, come and study Vedanta. Jayashree has convinced poor Arun, come and study Vedanta. He's like, hey Bhagwan, yeah, kya ho raha hai? But fortunately, nobody thinks enough to ask these questions. If you think enough to say, if you claim nothing is there, why are you going forward and classifying the nothing? Who has ever classified nothing? To which the answer is, since you think it is there, here is a way of putting it in some kind of order. Since you think it is, the day you think it is not there, the classification will fall, Vedanta will fall, everything will go. People have abused me for being a BJP karyakarta, although I haven't done anything. Kuch bhi. In this world, anything is possible. You make something out of nothing. The Bible says God created the world out of nothing. You're living out of nothing. What is here? Okay, now that you have learned that it is nothing, let us understand how to classify the nothing. Verse 6. Deep Raj, till the day we see the snake, we have to know which is the mouth and which is the tail so that we cannot get bit. Correct. We protect ourselves by knowing this. However, the fact is it is not going to bite you either. But you protect yourself. You create a shell around yourself so that you can navigate with the snake. But if you see it as a rope, then now you don't need that. Correct. Okay, let's continue. Tatra sattvam nirmalatvam prakashakamanamayan sukha sangena badnati jnana sangena chanaga Tatra sattvam nirvalatvat prakashakamanāmayam sukha sangena badnati jnana sangena chanagha. Tatra. Tatra means in this world of nothing. Sattvam, sattva. Nirmalatvat. Nirmala means no mala. Nirmalatvat, because of being nirmal. Prakasham, anamayam. Two qualities of sattva. It is prakasham. There is luminosity in it. There is light in it. Anamayam. It is healthy. There is no anamayam. There is no dirt in it. There is light and health. Health means there is no toxins that way. So of these, sattva being stainless is luminous and healthy. First he tells us what it is. So it is nirmalatva. It is stainless. Why is it stainless? Because being in sattva means the vasanas have reduced considerably. So there is no stain. What is the stain in our life? The stain is the vasana. So sattva means that the stain has reduced considerably. The consequence of it is prakasham, light. What is light? It means that everything starts becoming clear. What happens when you put on the light? You don't bump into things. You don't trip over things. If you're in darkness, you're constantly bumping into something, tripping over something. But when you're in light, nothing, you are just going through everything very comfortably. Because it's clear, you can see everything. You are not, you don't think, yahan snake hai, wahan ghost hai. You don't do any of this stuff. You have clarity. You see things as they are. Anamayam means, so your body, mind and intellect are in a state of health. Means they are functioning properly. Now, as sattva reduces, all these mental issues keep coming about. I don't mean mental issues as a disease. Please always distinguish between two things. Right? There's mental issue, mental ailment, like getting tuberculosis or something. It's a disease. And then there is the rest of us, who now will get classified as disease, but it's just that we are not living life properly. You don't mix up the two. If somebody has tuberculosis, you don't tell him to go for a jog, right? Similarly, if somebody has a mental ailment, you don't give a lecture on some mental thing. So they're two different things. But the wide range of issues, mental issues, let's use issues, and physical issues. Like if it's a lifestyle ailment, then change of lifestyle will help that ailment, right? So what will make you change the lifestyle? Clarity. So if there is prakasham, there is absence of disease. And disease means physical, mental, intellectual. We are full of intellectual diseases. Our intellect is totally diseased. So when what does it mean intellect is diseased? It can't see a thing. It cannot understand right from left. Its discrimination is failing. It doesn't know what is to be done and what is not to be done. It doesn't know where to put the thought force and where not to put the thought force. Doesn't understand what am I spending my time doing? No question like that. So when there is prakasham, there is anamayam. So every aspect of life is healthy. Every part. Finance is also healthy. Every aspect of life is healthy. Financial, physical, emotional, social, everything is healthy. Because there is light prakasham. So it seems to us that this is a nice thing, right? We should try for sattva. Correct? Yes or no? You have got so confused with Vedanta class that कुछ भी आंसर करने के लिए it is like सोचो कुछ यहाँ trick है. Yes, we should all try for sattva. However, it is not the goal. Sukha sanghena badnati. It ties you up because of your attachment to happiness. This you will see so much in class. People will study, they will become happy, or whatever problem they had in life will go away. They are sorted with that problem. What will they do then? Then they will also go away. Sukha sanghena badnati. They're very happy. They say, I came to Vedanta because I was not happy. Now I'm happy. Now what am I staying here for? Sukha sanghena badnati. The world holds you. And its cries are shrill in our ears. And you get bound. You go away. Bound means you go away from your sadhana because you are happy. So sukha sanghena badnati. Jnana sanghena chanaka. So if you notice the two things that he said, if you're sattva, you have clarity, and you are anamayam, you're disease-free, all levels of the personality. So what is the consequence? Sukha sanghena badnati. I'm very happy, enjoying life. Jnana sanghena. You think you're so clear. Do not realize that you are continuing to be bound to that same world. If you moved from an iron prison to a silver prison to a golden prison, but you're still in prison. Hello. Okay, we'll continue next time. Bharat has an announcement for us.
Yes, Hari Om everyone. Next Sunday, as we all know, we'll be having the Bhumi Pujan. For those who haven't yet confirmed their presence, please do so at the earliest, latest by tomorrow, so that we can arrange for the transport. The details are on the group. We'll be sharing them again. Thank you.
Yes, we will look forward to seeing you all at Bhumi Pujan, and please help the organizing team by confirming quickly. Confirming, it is considered confirmed only after the donation has been made, because they cannot pay the whatever the vendors until you have given them some money. So the service don't do. Do not make the organizing team struggle trying to figure out how many people will come. Will we have enough money to cover the car? Don't do all that. Do your basic service by, yes, an organizing team is doing this. Let us support them by doing our bit. So if you're coming, please let them know early. Avoid telling them at the last minute. But of course, if you have to come at the last minute, you're most welcome. But everybody else, please give it on time. Don't do early, wait. Right? So we have a big thing about service. Basic